Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it. Say hello to my little friend!
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show. And today we're going to do another show about the 80s, which we did a couple of shows back, but we couldn't nearly touch the whole decade's worth of movies.
No, not at all. It was such a good decade for movies. You know, just so many classics. A lot of good comedies too, not just serious movies. But today we were pretty much going to hit up on the Best Picture nominees and the winners.
Right. So we were talking about, I guess, the movies from 1980 that got nominated in 81.
Yes.
Which are, let's see, Ordinary People, Coal Miner's Daughter, The Elephant Man, Raging Bull, and Tess. And that's a pretty strong group.
I bet that's probably going to be the strongest group of the decade. I'm guessing probably.
I think the most forgettable one of the group is Tess, which I believe was Natasha Kinski, I think, starred in Tess. And at the time, she was a pretty hot property. She had like a cover photo where she was naked with a huge snake. So she was just, she was like the end-all be-all at the time. And then she kind of faded out real fast. She did about half a dozen movies back then, big movies. She did Cat People. I'm pretty sure, she was in Cat People with Malcolm McDowell.
Okay, I haven't actually seen either one of them, to be honest.
I think it's a Paul Schrader movie. I think Paul Schrader wrote and directed that one. Pretty cool. I could watch that movie again. I probably do to watch it again. This is the problem with you get old is you forget these movies. After a while,
right.
your memory, you don't have quite, it's not even a memory thing. It's just like sensations, like you forgot like all the stuff that went into these movies. So I have to watch everything over again and still get a good thrill out of some of these good movies.
Well, I mean, we both know, obviously, Ordinary People won Best Picture. Do you think it should have won Best Picture over Raging Bull?
I don't know. I don't know. I think Raging Bull was a pretty amazing movie, shot in black and white. Yeah. Robert De Niro,
look at his
best
body
performances.
His body is just insane. His transformation in that movie.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably one of the top 3 Robert De Niro performances, if not.
Oh yeah, without question. I mean,
Travis Bickle's another.
I would say Taxi Driver is probably #1 in my book.
Yeah, and then when he played,
I thought he was pretty good in Mean Streets too, though. You know, I mean, it's tough ranking someone like him in his top 3 because it seems like every performance is a top 3. You know,
right.
It's like he doesn't really miss much.
So that one, like you say, that's a very hard one to say that there was a movie better than that year.
That year, exactly. And I watch Ordinary People, which normally wouldn't be my kind of movie, but I watched it anyway. I didn't like it. You know, I didn't go into it thinking it was great or anything like that. I just was like, you know, it was, beat Raging Bull for Best Picture, so it's got to be pretty good. And I thought it was kind of boring.
Right.
You know?
I thought it was at the time in 1980, I was about the same age that the character Timothy Hutton was playing. So I felt it was pretty powerful at the time. But in retrospect, it certainly is not when we think of a best picture, and I think you and I got to do a show, and we got to come up with our terms of what we think is a best picture, what defines it. One of the things I think is like almost like an innovation, something that looks just feels differently. And I think there are two of those movies on this list. You got Raging Bull, right, and The Elephant Man.
Yep.
Which David Lynch, it was the second.
Jonathan Hurt, right?
Jonathan Hurt.
Yep.
Played the Elephant Man.
Yep.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yep. And David Lynch. That's a heck of a combination right there, the three of them.
It's the first feature movie that he made. He had made a movie before that was kind of a dream-like film that kind of showed his style, what he could do. Then they tapped him for this. I mean, I don't know how to explain about the Elephant Man. You can feel the dirt on you. You can feel the filth with some of that film. I think that's a pretty amazing looking film.
Yeah.
I mean, I put that pretty close to Raging Bull.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
After that, Lynch got, I'm not sure if it was his doing, but he got the big budget Dune.
Oh, yep.
That was the next film that he did after that, which is considered a huge flop. But I tell you about that movie, Dune, I can't stop watching it. I mean, it comes on television. It's one of those movies, and we've talked about this before because I think Pulp Fiction is like that too. You're turning channels, and you catch the glimpse of it, and you can't turn the channel because it's just so riveting. And that's how I feel about Dune. I almost bought it. I almost bought it on Blu-ray because I wanted to see it again.
You know they're doing a remake?
Of Dune?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. And it was remade as a mini-series on Sci-Fi Channel. I almost bought that, too.
I want to say it might be this summer or next summer, but it's definitely this year. I mean, it's within the next 2 years. Yeah, I was surprised because that totally flopped at the box office, didn't it?
It did. It was a huge flop. Matter of fact, it came out right about the same. It must have been a summer movie thing. Came out the same time as The Cotton Club.
Yep.
Which is Coppola, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was Nicolas Cage, Richard Gere, Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines. Wow.
I'll have a tough time thinking of the female lead for that one. But both of these were huge budget movies. That they were going to be the movies of the summer, and they both flopped. Both of them were like just. Wow. Cotton Club is not even going to be on our list here talking about for that year.
So I would say I would give it to Raging Bull personally over Ordinary People.
Joe Pesci, right? It's got. I never saw Joe Pesci before that.
Who's the female in it again?
Kathy Moriarty.
Kathy Moriarty, right?
Yeah. So that was. I agree with you. I think Raging Bull really took it to another level, and Ordinary People. I don't know. I don't know if it was just deep emotions with the whole thing, but I think in retrospect, that's going to be one that they'd like to take back or should take back.
All right, what's next year's?
We also had in that same year Great Santini with one of my favorite actors, Robert Duvall.
I saw that when I was a kid. He's one of my father's favorite actors.
I'm ready to do that again. And The Stuntman, which had Peter O'Toole was nominated for that one, which I think is a cool movie.
I haven't seen that.
It's like David Fincher's The Game.
Yep.
It's kind of along that same type of lines where you don't know what to expect from 1 minute to the next.
That was a good movie. I really liked that movie a lot, The Game.
So the next year is Chariots of Fire, Atlantic City, On Golden Pond, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Reds. That's quite. That's five pretty decent films.
That's not bad. I saw Reds a long time ago, like probably close to 20 years ago.
Now, Chariots of Fire is one that people have questioned about whether that should have won.
Yeah, I never saw Chariots of Fire.
Oh, I'll have to bring it in for you.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I didn't like any of the Indiana Jones movies.
None of them.
Nope. I haven't even seen the new ones. I just saw the original 3, and I didn't care for them. I thought they were kind of cheesy, actually.
Yeah, I guess it's not one of my favorite movies either. So that one. What about On Golden Pond? The two Fondas.
Yeah. No, that was a good movie.
Katharine
Hepburn, yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
That was good.
That could have won Best Picture.
I think Reds probably was my favorite of that. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen Chariots of Fire. But yeah, Chariots of Fire and I want to say it's probably the next year, but Gandhi was another one that kind of people were like, I don't know if that's really Best Picture. I don't know.
Really?
I don't remember what the other movies nominated. I mean, we're going to get to it. But.
Well, I'll lend you Chariots of Fire, but my opinion is going to be I don't think it's going to change your mind any. I don't think you're going to look at that and go, oh, my God, that's freaking amazing. But it was, at the time, it was pretty good. It was a British movie for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Reds, though, even though Reds was kind of long.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
I still kind of liked it. And Warren Beatty won Best Director. That's his only actual Oscar. I mean, I think he got Lifetime Achievement Award.
Right.
But that was his only competitive Oscar that he won was for that.
The next year is Gandhi, which, in my opinion, I liked it. I
liked
thought
Gandhi.
I thought it was a big, spectacle.
Yeah.
David Attenborough directed that one.
And I like Ben Kingsley. I've always liked Ben Kingsley. I actually saw Ben Kingsley.
Richard Attenborough. I don't know. I get confused.
Yeah, it's Richard Attenborough. I saw Ben Kingsley actually in Bugsy before I actually saw him in Gandhi. I think that's what made me actually want to watch Gandhi. But I think he's a very talented actor, and I thought he nailed the role. And I thought it was a good movie. What were the other nominees?
The other ones are E.T., right? Which I thought was fine. Good movie.
Yep, that's definitely a nominee.
Tootsie. It's a comedy.
I like Tootsie, though. Tootsie was great. The look on, Robert Prosky's face when Dustin Hoffman walks into the bar and he looks at him and then he looks back and he's like, just the look on his face. It's hilarious. I love that movie. I thought that was a really good movie.
That's one I'm going to have to see again.
I'll bring it in. I have it.
Missing, which I think...
I don't think I've seen that. I don't even know who's in that.
I want to say it's like Sissy Spacek. Somebody, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd have to look at that. That was nominated for Best Picture?
Yeah.
Huh.
The Verdict. That's Paul Newman.
Yeah, is that Sidney Lumet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep. That was good. I think that was Oscar worthy.
And 3 other movies that came out that same year. Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, that wasn't nominated for Best Picture?
Wasn't nominated.
Wow.
Victor Victoria, which was huge at the time.
I haven't seen that. Which
was along the same themes as Tootsie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what it was Julie Andrews, I think it's the opposite. I think Julie Andrews was dressed as a man.
Okay.
So interesting that would happen, that they would have a theme like that. And the other one is Sophie's Choice.
That wasn't nominated either.
With Meryl Streep.
Wow.
Right.
That was a pretty solid year there.
Now, I don't have who won. I would guess that Meryl Streep must have won for Sophie's Choice.
She won Best Actress, and Louis Gossett Jr. won Supporting Actor for An Officer and a Gentleman.
Right. Ben Kingsley won. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he won Best Actor, yeah.
So I don't know. That's not a super strong... I mean, I guess it's a relatively strong year there, but... Anyway, so I liked the choice of Gandhi that year. I don't know that I liked any of these other movies better than Gandhi. Tootsie might be as good as... I wouldn't say better. I
mean, Gandhi's obviously a more tailor-made Oscar Best Picture winner, Tootsie's not.
An epic, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
84 is Terms of Endearment, Big Chill, The Dresser, The Right Stuff, and Tender Mercies.
I still haven't seen The Big Chill. I have to watch that movie. Terms of Endearment, I liked. Jack Nicholson he's another one like De Niro. It's like trying to rate his best top 3 performances of all time. Good luck. I mean, I almost would still say maybe as good as it gets, just because he was like, it was tailor-made. That script was tailor-made for him. James L. Brooks actually said that he wrote the script with Jack Nicholson in mind.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Because they had worked on Terms of Endearment together. I don't see a problem with that winning.
It was really good. It was really
good. It was. I didn't see The Big Chill, like I said. The Right Stuff was good. I didn't think that was Best Picture worthy, though. I didn't think it was that good.
I think that's a movie I haven't seen.
Is that Scott Glenn, Ed Harris, I want to say? It's got a few famous actors.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? He's a playwright. Sam Shepard.
Yep. Okay.
Trying to think who the other one was. Yeah, but I've never seen The Right Stuff. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
It's pretty good.
And I know about it. Tender Mercies again. Robert Duvall.
Great performance by Robert Duvall.
He
won an Oscar for best actor for that.
And 2 other movies I wrote down that were significant that year: Silkwood, another Meryl Streep, and Yentl, with Barbara Streisand. I'm pretty sure Barbara Streisand directed that as well. So
I was going to look up something. I don't know what's
this
thing today.
All right, so I'll move on to 1985.
Yeah.
1985, Amadeus,
Yep.
which won Best Picture.
Yep.
The Killing Fields, Passage to India, which was another one of those, big epic movies. I'm sure it was long, 3 hours long. Soldier's Story, and Places in the Heart with Sally Field. Interesting.
I saw Places in the Heart, I saw Amadeus, and I saw The Killing Fields. What's his name? Like Aang S. Noor was the actor in The Killing Fields. He won Best Supporting Actor for that. I was just looking up the right stuff. Dennis Quaid was the actor I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
It is Sam Shepard, Scott Glenn, Ed Harris, Dennis Quaid, Fred Ward. I really liked The Killing Fields. I wasn't big on Amadeus. I don't really like music anyway in general.
Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham won Best Actor for that.
I didn't, that one didn't make a huge impression with me either. But none of these other ones are really better either. Really, Killing Fields, Passage to India, Soldier's Story, and Places in the Heart. And here are three other significant ones from that year: Starman.
Oh, Jeff Bridges?
With Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
right?
I haven't seen that in forever.
Karate Kid, huge.
Oh,
That was a
huge.
movie. That's John G. Avildsen, right?
Yep.
And The Natural.
Oh, wow.
Which was a beautiful film.
So
we just talked baseball.
So they're I don't know, they're nominating movies that are worse than the one. I think all three of those should have been nominated for Best Picture over some of the ones on there.
Right. Now, and when I find those other films, those are ones that say people got nominated for Best Director or Best Actor or something.
Actor, right.
But the film actually wasn't nominated.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the reasons why they've moved to nominating 10 movies a year, because there's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah, that's getting overlooked because it's not politically correct, I guess.
Right. So let's see, 1986, Out of Africa, which is Robert Redford. I think it's Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep, yep.
That won.
And that's
Best Picture.
Sidney Pollack directed that, and he won Best Director.
The Color Purple, another good solid one. Kiss of the Spider Woman.
I've not seen that.
Which
William Hurt won Best Actor for that.
Right,
Yeah.
and deserved it, but I don't know film-wise if it's certainly, I don't think it's up to the quality of the other two. Prizzi's Honor, another Jack Nicholson.
No, Angelica Houston.
And Witness, Harrison
Ford. That's a pretty good list.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Out of Africa won. And Sidney Pollack won. I don't think Meryl Streep won that year, though. I want to say that was like Marlee Matlin or something like that.
Oh, Marlee Matlin?
Something like that won that year.
I think it's the next year, 1987, because the next year is Platoon.
Oh, yeah, Children of a Lesser God.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so she won it that year.
Hannah and Her Sisters, which we've said that's kind of had a controversial thing to it. The Mission, which...
I saw that in Spanish class.
I did, and it really, now that I think about it, really didn't make that much of an impression.
No, it's De Niro and Price, right?
Jeremy Irons.
Oh, Jeremy Irons, right. I was thinking Jonathan Price.
And Room with a View, which is one of those, what are their names? The two guys that did, they had a string of movies that they kept making. It's the two, I'm not going to be able to come up with this. Two British guys. I don't know if it's the writing and the writer and the director that teamed up, and they made like half a dozen movies, and they were all like hugely highly regarded. So every time the next one came out, it was like, I wish I could remember their names, the two guys. But and Room with a View, that might be Daniel Day-Lewis. That might be Daniel Day-Lewis, and because we didn't really know much about Daniel Day-Lewis back in the 80s. He did
right.
My Beautiful Laundrette, and then I think he did one of these.
Platoon, without question, to me, is Best Picture.
Listen to this, though. Here's some other ones that they missed. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Color of Money.
Yeah.
Hoosiers.
I knew Hoosiers because that was the...
Aliens and Blue Velvet. That's a stacked year right there.
Holy
I
don't know how The Color of Money and Hoosiers didn't get nominated for Best Picture.
Right.
I really don't. Especially Hoosiers. Other than Platoon, out of all those movies you just mentioned, I would say without question Hoosiers was the second best movie. on that list. And I really, really liked The Color of Money. And Paul Newman won his lone Oscar for Best Actor for The Color of Money. I don't think Hoosiers... Was Hoosiers even nominated for anything? Do you know, at the top of your head?
Dennis Hopper might have been nominated.
Oh, no, he was. That's right. Because that was the controversy about it. Michael Caine beating Dennis Hopper and Tom Berenger and Willem Dafoe.
Right.
Which, I mean, he had to have given absolute knockout performance because, I mean, those were some really standout performances by all three of those actors.
And that's, Hannah and his sisters, that's right down...
That's Woody Allen, right?
Yeah, that was Woody Allen. That's right when he was making, like, the best movies that he ever made. I mean, when's the last time you can name a Woody Allen movie?
The last one I saw was Match Point.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is quite a while ago.
I think he did Scoop with Scarlett Johansson and Hugh Jackman right around that same time. But we're talking like 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not to say that he's not making good movies, because I think there was Midnight in Paris and...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't seen that.
There was one about Rome. It might be called When in Rome with him. Good, solid movies that he makes and everything, but he's not as highly regarded as he once was. He's not making the masterpieces like
Annie Hall. Yeah. All right, so what's next year? I think the next year is going to be one that I'm going to slam, because I started to watch the Best Picture.
Yeah.
And I got like maybe 15, 20 minutes in it. And it won like 7 Academy Awards or like 9 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Director.
And now I can't remember much about it. I saw it.
The Last Emperor, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Last Emperor.
Who did it beat?
Broadcast News, which is kind of like, okay, it was a comedy. It
was better than The Last Emperor.
Fatal Attraction.
Definitely better than The Last Emperor.
Which, to me, that's the type of movie that's very surprising that's nominated, to be honest with you.
That you were surprised that it was nominated?
Yeah.
Really? I thought the acting in it was, like, really spot on.
Yeah, Michael Douglas, Glenn
Close, Ann Archer?
Yeah, I mean...
Who's that? That's, director.
Oh, I'm not going to know this.
God, I do. Adrian Lyne.
Oh.
I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Because he did one similar in the early 2000s called, I want to say, Intersection. Maybe late 90s, mid 90s with, oh no, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe it was another one. Oh, anyway, it was Adrian Lyne.
Hope and Glory.
Haven't seen that. Wait, is that De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't think so. No.
That's not the one I'm thinking.
I think it's a British movie about life during World War II.
Yeah, then I haven't
I'm stretching for this. Here's one that I think probably could have won in my book, all right? You may argue with me. Moonstruck. I think Moonstruck just hit it.
Better than I'm telling you, The Last Emperor was terrible.
I just remember Moonstruck. It just was so sharp, like As Good as It Gets. Mm-hmm. It was that same type of movie. You got all the right performances.
Yep, you got Cher, Nicolas Cage, Bob Hoskins.
Great script for this. I mean, I think that movie just had it all together. And that's a comedy, which normally you don't see comedies. Here's another couple for that year. Wall Street, Good Morning Vietnam, and The Untouchables.
Wow, none of those were nominated for Best Picture.
Those are the not nominated.
Wow. They really missed out on some here. We only got a couple minutes left.
All right, let's do the last one. 1989, Rain Man, Accidental Tourist, Dangerous Liaisons, Mississippi Burning, and Working Girl.
That's a good year.
I just watched Rain Man this weekend. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's just excellent in this movie.
Mississippi Burning's really good, too, though. That's a really, really good movie.
And I'm going to say it. I know it sounds... I'm a romantic. Accidental Tourist. I loved it.
I still haven't seen that either.
But William Hurt was one of my favorite actors, and
he's very underrated.
Davis. She was just I just fell in love with that character. Here's the ones that didn't make it. Okay, Big, Stand and Deliver, Fish Called Wanda, The Accused, Gorillas in the Mist, and The Last Temptation of Christ.
Wow,
what a year!
That
Holy guacamole!
All right, so this is actually the 89 movies that were 1990. I just want to get this in real quick because you're going to be surprised. 5 nominees: Driving Miss Daisy, Born on the 4th of July, Dead Poets Society, Field of Dreams, and My Left Foot.
Wow.
And Driving Miss Daisy won.
His Best Picture.
Yeah.
That's tight competition.
I like Born on the 4th of July, Dead Poets Society, and Field of Dreams a lot better than I like Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
They're all good movies.
Which one would you pick? Which one would you pick out of the rest of those? Maybe Field of
Probably
Dreams.
Field of
Everybody
Dreams.
loved Field of
Probably
Dreams.
Field of Dreams, yeah.
Oliver Stone was hot at the time. He was.
Yeah,
that was
he
his
won
peak.
director for Born on the 4th of July. A couple of years after he had won for Platoon.
Maybe Tom Cruise's best performance ever.
Could possibly be.
He did. Oh, did he get nominated that year? Did he get nominated for Best Actor? I bet he did. He probably had to. He's solid. I mean, he's a solid actor, but
Yeah, he did, 'cause
often doesn't leave. He doesn't really stretch himself.
It was Born on the 4th of July, Jerry Maguire, and the Paul Thomas Anderson one.
Oh,
Where he's on
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for this week's show.
Well, thanks for tuning in, folks.
I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler, and these are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.